Okay, we're going to make my Chicken Kievs. Fantastically 80s, but fantastically tasty. So first off, we'll make the butter. Hopefully you've got your softened butter in a little bowl with your garlic and your chopped parsley. Nice and easy. Add the garlic and the parsley into the butter. There we go. And then all we're going to do is just mash this up together. Just using a teaspoon. There we go. Okay. It takes a second to get going, but once it gets going we can nicely mix it together. There we go. We just need to add a pinch of salt and a twist of pepper, and then just give it another little mix. Just mix that in. There we go. So we can get rid of these and bring in the chicken next. And what we're going to do is we're going to make the little pockets in the chicken that will be where we'll stuff the butter in. It's not as difficult as you think. So if you look at your chicken breast, on one end it's thicker. See that? Nice, the fat end rather than the thin end. Makes more sense. See, I'm a genius. And all you need to do is, nice little knife, just pierce it in. And what we're doing is we're just going to put the knife in about an inch and a half, just making sure that we don't pierce it through either side. So there we go. See, so the knife's in, and then all we need to do is just very gently with the knife in there, just cut, making the incision a little bit bigger, and then we'll do the same, just turn it round and do the same the other way. Obviously I can't show you in here, but it will be a little pocket that you can move your knife around. But as long as you just do it slowly and make sure that it's not coming through either side, that'll be where plenty of room. See, the blade comes to here, plenty of room to stuff the butter in. So I'll get on and do the other one, and hopefully you can do the same. See, so knife in, just nice and slowly. Just making sure it's not going to come out either side, and then just very gently cut, just to make the hole a little bit bigger. There we go. Perfect. Let's put the knife down, we're done with that. So now it's time for the butter, and this is where you'll get your hands nice and messy, but we can wash them in a second. So just need to take a nice spoonful of butter and get it in your hand, and then it's just a case of shoving it into the hole you've just made. And it can be a little bit difficult, but if you persevere, might not look very nice, but it'll certainly taste great afterwards. See, it will go in. Bit more, and you'll know when it's stuffed, because if you lay it down next to the other one that you haven't stuffed yet, it will be nice and plump. See, blimey, this one's taking a lot. There we go. See, it's really easy once you get the hang of it, and you can see how much that is. See how big this is compared with this one. And then so I'll just swap them round. And you don't have to bother about the end or anything like that. When we dip it in flour, it'll effectively seal it. There's no real way of stopping some of the butter seeping out, but that's fine, and it'll have all of permeated through the flesh of the chicken, and it'll all be really moist and taste fantastic. It's a little bit difficult to start off with, I find. Just on the other one. There we go. And by keeping the initial incision nice and small, it means that it is more difficult to stuff, but it is better because it means it is easier to seal. I think that's pretty much common sense. I think we can still get a little bit more in here though. There we go. Ready to pop. We go, and obviously you've got buttery, chickeny hands, so go and give your hands a good wash, and then we'll be almost ready to get cooking. Okay. Right, gonna set the board aside now because we're going to get everything, make nice room to build them. So the way we do it is take the chicken, we dip it in flour, egg, and then breadcrumbs. So nice little assembly line. So first of all, we're just gonna onto the chicken breast. Nice, generous pinch of salt. And a good twist of pepper. There we go. So we're going to do them one stage at a time, but both of them. We won't do one complete. But what we need to do first is turn the pan on. So we need to get this nice and hot for when we're ready. So if you turn your hob on nice and hot, and by the time that we've got them all ready, your pan will be perfect. Okay, so all you need to do, and right, another good little tip. We're going to keep one hand dry and one hand wet. So if you're right-handed, it's probably a good idea, pick the chicken up with the right hand, straight into the flour, and then get it nicely coated. So just roll it around in the flour, and then on the end where you made the incision, see, it'll get nicely coated in the flour. Turn it over, and then the same with the other breast. And this is the way we'll do it. We'll do them both together each stage. Okay, nicely covered. And now into the egg. So into the egg, and this is now going to be our wet hand. So nicely dipped in the egg, making sure it gets really nice and coated. And the same with the other one. So you should still have one good dry hand. So then you just need to take the eggy chicken breast and straight onto your bed of breadcrumbs. There we go. And this is where your dry hand comes in. Just with the dry hand you can pick up the breadcrumbs and just scatter them on top. So you're pretty much encasing in the chicken breast. And then give it a nice pat down. And see, because your hand isn't wet, you won't be stuck with egg yolk, which isn't very nice. And we can just turn this over. Should be pretty much covered. And just create another little bed for the other breast that's nice and eggy. And then add that straight to it with your wet hand. There we go. And then just using your dry hand, just cover it with breadcrumbs. This will be a little bit more tricky because there's not that much room on the plate. Perhaps I should have used a bigger plate, but too late now. And then turn it over. There we go. These are looking perfect. Okay, so we can just go and wash our hands now, and then we'll check the temperature of the pan. So we can take your chicken breast over to your hob and we'll just go and wash your hands out. Okay, we want to add about a tablespoon of oil to the pan. There we go. And then get that swirling around. And it should start smoking, and then once we know it's smoking really nice and hot, then that'll be perfect. There we go. Not quite there. Electric hobs will take just a little bit longer to heat up. So if you're using gas, and don't set fire to your kitchen, just hold it off the flame. Wait for me to catch up. There we go, that's just starting to smoke now. So then we can just pick up the chicken breast and then lay them in. And you should hear a nice sizzle. Probably a little bit far away to hear that from there. Get rid of this plate. So you can go and just give your little hands a wash again, and this will be 30 seconds on either side, just to get nice and golden. At least you know you'll have clean hands at the end of this after washing your hands so many times. Yeah, so we just want to get it nice and golden. So we can turn it over. There we go. See, that's perfect. Just starting the cooking process. And then another 30 seconds on this side. And what we'll just do is just give it a little sprinkle of salt. And this will just bring out all the flavour of the breadcrumbs. And it's such an easy thing to do. It might seem a little bit fiddly because we've been doing it slowly, but it's such an easy thing to do. And chicken Kievs are really good fun, and the breadcrumbs, homemade, is absolutely fantastic. And then all we need to do after this is just pop them onto a baking tray and into the oven. Okay, so they'll be done. Just pop them onto a baking tray. There we go. So just pop these into the oven that hopefully you've got nice and preheated, at least you should have done, for 25 minutes until they've gone all golden and fantastic. And just serve them however you want. If you want them with chips, or I'm going to do it with a little side salad. Try and be healthy. But that's it, done, and I hope you enjoy it.